Okay, a game that the spread is fascinating is this Virginia-Louisville game. Number 24,
Mm,
Virginia at receiving votes, Louisville. I'm gonna give Louisville some credit there. Louisville's 6.5-point favorite. I saw it at 7.5, looks like it moved, at least from what I saw most
yeah,
recently.
6.5 right now.
Yeah, 3:30 on ESPN2. Louisville's won the last 3 meetings, and they've played the last 3 years, but these games have been close. Last year's 24-20 Louisville, year before 31-24 Louisville, year before that, 24-17 Louisville. So, it feels like these teams always kinda play a close game, and, the big question with this game, Mac, is Virginia for real, right? Like, you had this amazing moment, you had a packed house, you did you catch lightning in a bottle, or are you actually pretty good? And I think that's what's so fascinating about this game. And then we can't forget the Louisville side. They're undefeated, Mac. If they win this game, they're gonna be ranked. I think that's fair to say. Miller Moss had a great second half. Colin Lacey and Chris Bell, that combination with Miller Moss is fantastic. But what's the status of Isaac Brown and Duke Watson? Are they gonna be able to run the football? Because Virginia is gonna run the ball, averaging nearly
Right.
250 rushing yards per game.
Yeah. It is such an interesting thing. And, what I was going to say is typically, that's what happens in the ACC, right? Somebody upset
Yes.
a big brand, they
Louisville will
get
win this
ranked.
game. Like, that's just what
Right.
happened.
They get ranked and then they lose and they stink and they don't get ranked. But this is a little bit interesting and different situation because as you mentioned, Louisville is undefeated and Louisville, if they win, will be ranked. And so it's a little bit of a trade-off, either way. But I like this Virginia team a lot. And it's so funny to go back and forth. Again, I already had my soapbox of these fans and the things they say and do, but which I forgot. I need to tell you another story about that off air. Another fan. But the interesting thing with them is we hadn't seen them do it against anybody. Like people want to get
Louisville
mad at you
knew.
and say, "Have you seen this? Have you seen?" Yeah, I have. And they don't look like the guys you're about to go against, and they don't look like these guys either. But you did it against Florida State at an amazing rate, at a very high clip, and that was impressive to see. I mean, this offensive line, which was banged up and bruised and bloodied against Florida State, looked great. And guys were moving other dudes out of the way. The running backs running with power, passion, speed, great vision. I mean, you saw some jump cuts from these guys that was just awesome. Backside A gap and things of that nature. So I was very impressed. And then you add on the quarterback in Chandler Morris, who again I've known since he was like 6 years old, which is crazy. To see him play,
Uncle Mac.
yeah, with maybe Grandpa Mac, I don't know.
Unk. You're an unk.
Yeah, more than that. And to see him play with this like championship mindset of no moment's too big, no lead or deficit is I don't care. I'm playing my game. I don't turnovers don't phase me. On to the next play. What do we need? I just broke my thumb potentially. All good. I'll stand. Shoot it up. Give me some medicine. I'm fine. That was awesome to see. And I don't know. I don't think he broke his thumb, but
Is he
yeah,
good, though? That was my other question. I'm assuming he threw the ball after that incident, so
yeah, he played the whole. I mean, I
I'm
assume
guessing
he'll
he's
be
good.
fine. If
Okay.
not, that's a different story. And please let
Yeah.
me know before we make
Yeah.
these picks. Uh, we're
Someone
not
let us
live.
know.
No one could let me know. The ghost of football research. But yeah, all that said, like I love what I saw from them. And then you look on the defensive side of the ball too. They were flying around. I know they gave up a ton of yards, but got their hands on the football, knocked it out, made some very opportunistic plays. There was a couple of redirects that I saw from that defensive line trying to tackle Tommy that was just fun to see, quite frankly. And so looking at Louisville, been very inconsistent, but you're undefeated. Like, who cares? You're winning football games. The offense isn't quite to where I thought it would be. I had really high expectations of this Louisville offense kind of coming out of summer and all the things we had heard and the excitement level and just personnel, that's really there. But I think the offensive line's a little bit below average. These guys are kind of hurting, and I think that's kind of going throughout the entire offense. Can't run the ball as effectively. There's some
Run game,
injuries
yeah.
clearly there, some weird things going on in that backfield. Miller Moss looked uncomfortable to start, but had his best game and really was the reason they won against Pittsburgh. And he got linked up with those receivers, as you mentioned there. So, if we see more of that, then shoot. I mean, look out. I mean, Louisville's going to throw it all over the yard, which Brom probably wants to do anyway. He's probably fine with not running the ball. And then, you have a defense that's about where I thought they would. I love Clev, the defensive end transfer from Coastal. He's balling, the sack master over there playing at a really high level. So I think this is going to be a great game. I'm looking for the over under is 62.5. Give me the over. Let's just play ball. Let's
Let's
score a
go.
lot of points. Let's roll. I love that. That's what I'm hoping for because obviously Florida State did whatever they wanted running the football and throwing it at the end of the day too. So will be interesting to see can Louisville take advantage of that or if their guys too banged up and not able to do that and they have to lean on Miller throwing it.
Well, that's my big question is the run games here because we know Virginia's gonna run it. Virginia is 7th in the country in time of possession, number 1 in the league, 35 minutes. Like,
Big
they are
deal.
gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
So, that concerns me for Louisville, but then, Mac, just picking this game is so stressful. What does Vegas know? Louisville's
Yeah,
6.5.
that is bizarre. That is bizarre.
And like you said, the most ACC thing is for Louisville to
Yeah.
win this
Well,
game.
you've got the letdown after the
The
big win.
letdown, yeah.
You've got traveling to a new place, so you don't have your fans. There's some writing on the wall here. There's some writing on the wall.
I wanna believe, Mac. I wanna believe. So I'm at least gonna take Virginia plus 6.5. At least. I think Virginia wins. I feel like we saw something from that team Friday night, and I hope it wasn't lightning in a bottle because we see that so often in college football. Like, that's what we love about college football. It's so unpredictable because it just you don't have that consistency. But I wanna believe, Mac. I wanna believe. Wahoo-wah.
I'm at a bit of a crossroads here, because I have the good, bad, however you want to look at it, juju of picking against Virginia and them winning. And I got some texts from some fans saying, please keep picking against us.
Yeah.
I have the interesting thought of thinking all those things I said about Louisville and can they take the opportunity of that, of a letdown game, of being a little hungover, of being at home, against your opponent there. I also wouldn't mind being on a Virginia highlight reel again. That was kind of cool. I don't know if you
That
saw that.
was savage.
What savage. I could get on a Louisville highlight reel, depending on what I say.
You gotta
Give me
pick
Virginia
someone.
money line. I'm confident in Florida State. I'm confident in Virginia. Give me money
Okay.
line for both. I think they win.
Alright.
I think they win the
See, and I'm not as confident as I like Virginia plus 6.5.
smart. It's a good play.